House and Garden Center here in Ortonville. I'm George, and it is one gorgeous fall day. We're excited about the product that we have here in the greenhouse. As we showed you the last time, the mum crop is just spectacular. The pumpkins that Tom Middleton has been able to grow, and then he brings them here for us to sell, are looking just outstanding this year. Exquisite, the varieties he has, the options for people that are looking to decorate with a fancier pumpkin, we have those this year. Corn stalks, bales of straw, however you want to decorate your house for the holiday season, for the fall, we have it. Perennials are still showing a lot of nice color, as are my hydrangeas here in the tree and shrub area. We've received a nice shipment of new evergreens here at the store, and we'd encourage you to stop by and see what we have here for your landscaping needs. I wanted to talk about the protection of the trunk on your trees, the bucks rubbing their antlers, and it's important that you do protect the trunk of your trees so that you don't lose the trees. A buck, in rubbing off their antlers, can take all the bark off and subsequently kill the trees. So we encourage you to use the trunk protector for that. I'm going to get into a series of topics over the next week or two about fall garden cleanup and winter prep. I'll be doing a program here at the store in a few weeks on that topic, but I'm going to highlight some of the points as we go through our programming the next week or two. Most important thing you can do right now with your plants is water. We're seeing on websites, Ohio State University, Michigan State University, Penn State, Cornell, everybody is talking about the depletion of the water table. We think we've had a lot of rain, but actually trees are still in a stress situation. So the best thing you can do for your plants, either newly planted or even if they're established. I had a lady in this morning saying I had a tree die that had been in for 3 to 4 years, and I said, how to get watered? She said, well, the rain. Last summer we didn't get a whole lot, and it was very hot. So trees were in stress. They were in stress coming out of the winter, and this year has been so-so as far as water, but the best thing you can do is continue to water your plants right up until the time the ground freezes. That would be around Thanksgiving time. Question we sometimes get is, when do you prune? The general rule of thumb for pruning is that if it is a spring flowering bloom, like your lilac, like the forsythia, those you will prune right after the flowering in the springtime. If it is a later summer flowering, like your hydrangeas or like your Rosa Sharon, those can be pruned in the springtime, cleaning up the plant, and then as the buds set after that, you'll still enjoy the flowers. Hydrangeas, the big leaf hydrangeas, sometimes people will prune them and they don't need to be pruned. The big leaf hydrangeas, like the endless summer, are making their flower buds now for next summer. And I have some people say, well, I cut it back to the ground and I get nice leaves but no flowers. And the reason for that is you've taken the flower buds away when you do that pruning. So with hydrangeas, be very, very careful about the pruning that you do. Fertilizing this time of year is not a good practice. We don't want to force any new growth out and then have it be frozen off. So with that, we look to hold off until the plant is dormant, and then possibly in December and January you can do a top dressing and get a head start on next spring. But right now is not a time to be fertilizing. We've stopped fertilizing here in the nursery. We're just keeping up with the watering cycle and general cleanup, but fertilizing holds off. Snow and ice protection for your plants. Some people live next to a highway. I know I had a situation where I live in Clarkston where I lost some plants due to the road salt brine spray coming back up into my yard, and I had some plants that were susceptible to that. If you have plants planted near a highway where road salt is used, you may want to do a little bit of research to find out if the plants are resistant to that salt or if they're susceptible to dying. If they can't handle the salt, you're going to want to put a burlap barrier to keep that salt away from the plant. The saddest thing that can happen to a guest, if they have a upright arborvitae or upright juniper, one that has grown very nicely, gotten quite good size, but then we have a real heavy wet snow, or we have an ice storm that splits the plant in half or bends it down, and folks will come in and say, will it come back up? Chances of it returning to its original shape are slim. The best thing you can do is take some lightweight twine and just in a spiral fashion bind up loosely the stems on the arborvitae or the upright junipers. That way, if we do get that heavy snow or that ice storm, your twine will help to bind the branches together and prevent that splitting that takes place. So if you do have the upright arbs or the junipers, we ask you to do that. We've talked about the road salt, broadleaf evergreens, the rhododendron, the azaleas. It's all about location, location, location. They like an eastern exposure. They like morning sun, afternoon shade. They like the protection from the wind and sun in the wintertime. We have a product here that you can spray on the leaves called Wilt Stop or Wilt Proof that helps to hold in the moisture. Keep watering the plant until, again, Thanksgiving. Use the Wilt Proof, put some burlap around it for a screen, and with that, you'll keep those broadleaf evergreens happy for next year. We will continue this next time we come in. So thanks for viewing, and we'll see you next time. Shop Wojo's.